Hey you guys, this is Jess with Sourceful Journey, back with another video. I wanted to do a quick video here, try to make this as quick as possible, but I felt compelled to say this to someone. Just know that whatever you resist is actually there to assist. Quit going against the current. What do you mean by that, Jessica? Let me explain. Oftentimes in our life, we tend to get to a place of being complacent, a place of comfort. Once we feel we've gotten everything in order, whether it may be within our workspace, whether it may be in regards to the home front. And in doing so, we do so in such a way where we get so complacent and comfortable in regards to those settings that we deal with just that, and yet we still want to request for certain things to come into our life while still holding on to those things. Whether it be that certain job you're working, that 9 to 5, whether it may be living in that certain neighborhood, you know, things of that nature. People need to understand when we make those type of requests or we send those type of prayers up to God, to our spiritual team, to give them what our heart truly desires most. We need not to get upset when certain things start falling to the wayside in the process. The reason why it's happening is because God is clearing way for the very items that you requested to come into your life during this lifetime. It's just as simple as that. So don't get surprised. Don't be disgruntled when all of a sudden you find yourself having a lot of issues at work with certain people. And it gets to the point that you now have to sever ties with the company. Don't get upset if you find that you are now considering moving because your neighbors are acting all kinds of weird. Shit like that. Don't get upset if you find yourself falling out with certain relatives that you may have had a good rapport with for years, but all of a sudden as time moves on, you're now at a point where you guys are starting to separate. It's not such a bad thing. As I mentioned, God is just clearing out space for the very items that you asked for. This is where that whole notion, my nose starting to itch, that whole notion of be careful what you wish for comes into play. Think about those words. Be careful what you wish for, all right? It's so funny because most people don't think about it when they hear that phrase. They think like, oh, you know, it's nothing. It's something that's so small. That doesn't mean anything. In all actuality, it does mean quite a bit in a good way. You know how when people are celebrating their birthdays, and like, let's say you're at that moment, you're sitting in front of the cake, right? You got an entire group of people around you. And they're like, okay, it's time to go ahead and blow out the candles. Make sure you say a wish, Donald, before you blow out the candles. That type of deal. And then you're sitting there, you got your eyes closed really tight. And you're trying to think, what can I wish for that I really want to take form? And sometimes you need a moment to get that thought together. Because this is a pretty big wish you're thinking about, right? It's kind of like the same concept. Be careful what you wish for. Because when you do so, those things, by all means, can come to fruition for you if you truly believe. But at the same time, be prepared for what else is going to be removed out of the equation during the process as well. So again, do understand that what you resist is truly there to assist. Quit going against the current in this thing called life and allow it to unfold for you. If you don't, then you're going to continue to be dormant. You're going to continue in that same spot, working that 9 to 5, that you really would not mind giving up in a heartbeat if you had the opportunity to. You're going to continue living in that same space that if you were given a chance to go live anywhere else, you'd have taken it in a heartbeat. Just because of that fear factor. just because of that sense of complacency. Don't let it be you. Vow to yourself going forward, 2024 and onward, that you are going to continue to focus on not fighting the current, but allowing the current to take form, allowing the current to guide you to where you need to go in regards to your goals. That is all for this quick video, you guys. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Bless you guys.